Hello students, today I am here with a new topic, The Happy Prince, the story written by Oscar Wilde, and this is from your Moments book. So the story is the famous works of the playwright Oscar Wilde. This is the story about a prince who was happy throughout his life, but after his death, when his statue was built and placed at the center of the city, he was able to see the entire city and the miseries of the people. After finding his people in suffering with problems of poverty and starvation, he became very sad and decided to help them with everything that he had with him. So, let's start the story. High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the happy prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. Hilt means handle, column means platform, glided means covered, and sapphires means a blue gem. Now, the statue of the happy prince was built on a high platform. His whole body was covered with fine layers of gold, and instead of eyeballs, there were two bright sapphires. And a bright ruby, a red stone, was placed in the handle of his sword. The prince was called Happy Prince because he was always very happy when he was alive. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind and he decided to go to Egypt too. Now, swallow is a tiny bird, though it is not a human being, even the writer is referring to it as he or his. So one night the swallow, a little brown bird, was going to follow his friends who left the place 6 weeks before to go to Egypt. So the bird came to this city while he was on his way to Egypt. All day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city. Now the bird continued its flight all day long, so it was feeling tired at night when it reached to this city. Where shall I put up? He said. I hope the town had made preparations. He was thinking that where should he stay in that area, so he was searching for a better place to stay for the night. And he was hoping for some arrangements in the city for his stay. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. Now he decided when he noticed a big statue on the high platform, he decided that he will stay there. So he said, I'll put up there, he cried. It is a fine position with plenty of fresh air. So he alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. Alighted means sat or came down. So the bird, when he noticed a big statue on the high platform, he found that it was a better place for his stay because there was shelter and a lot of fresh air. So he came down and sat in between the feet of the statue of happy prince. I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked around, and he prepared to go to sleep. But just as he was putting his head under its wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing! He cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. Then another drop fell. So now the bird found that the happy prince was surrounded with gold. So he thought that he had a bedroom made of gold that night, and he was ready to sleep happily. But as he started sleeping and put his head under its wings, suddenly a water drop fell upon it, and it became surprised that the sky was clear and the stars were clearly visible. Then, from where the raindrop fell upon it? He was thinking all this, and just then another water drop fell again on its body. What is the use of a statue if it cannot keep the rain off? He said. I must look for a good chimney pot, and he determined to fly away. Now the bird thought that the statue was useless as it was not able to protect him from the rain. So he should take shelter in a chimney of a house, and he decided to move from there to search for the better place for taking shelter for that night. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw. What did he see? But as it started flying again, the third drop fell, and then it noticed the strange thing. What was the strange thing? Let's see. The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. "Who are you?" he said. "I am the happy prince." "Why are you weeping then?" asked the swallow. "You have quite drenched me." Drenched means to make someone wet or soaked into water. Now the bird saw that the happy prince was crying. There were tears in the eyes of the statue of the happy prince that were rolling down on his golden cheeks. His face was shining bright in the moonlight. After seeing this, the little bird's heart was filled with emotions for the statue, and it asked to the statue who it was. The statue replied that it was the happy prince. Now the bird was more curious to know that if it was happy prince, then why was it crying for? So its tears also made him quite drenched. Now, when I was alive and had a human heart, answered the statue, I did not know what tears were, for I lived in the palace, where sorrow is not allowed to enter. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was. So I lived and so I died. And now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the misery of my people or the city. And though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep. Now, the happy prince narrated his story to the swallow. He said that he remained happy throughout his life. When he was alive, he used to live in the royal palace, where he had all the comforts, facilities, and happiness all around. He had no idea of suffering or grief or sadness in his life. He also died happily, but after his death, his statue was erected on the high platform in the middle of the city, and from there he could see the grief stricken people all around his city. Though his heart was made of lead, means a metal, but even it could feel pity on those poor people. But as it was the statue and unable to move from its place to help those people, so it had no options except weeping. That's why he was crying on the suffering of the people of his city. Now, what? Is he not solid gold? Said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks. Now the bird came to know the reason behind the prince's tears. He was surprised to know the statue was hollow, as the inner part of the statue was made with another metal, and it was only had a thin layer of gold over it. But it did not make any personal remarks on it, because it was aware of the good feelings of the happy prince now. Far away, continued the statue in a low musical voice. Far away in a little street there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at the table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse red hands all pricked by needle, for she is a seamstress. She is embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor, to wear at the next court ball. Ball means party. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and is asking his mother to give him oranges. His mother was nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying, Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal, and I cannot move. Fastened means to attach, and pedestal means the stand or the platform. So the prince continued its story in his sweet voice, that in a little street there was a house of a poor woman at a very distant place, and the windows of this house were open, and the prince could see through the window that the lady was sitting near by a table and doing her work. Her face was dry and rough, as she was tired, and her hands were also rough and red because they had been pricked by the needle. She was a tailor, and making flowers by embroidering on the silk gown of the queen's maid of honor, who would walk along with the queen during the party in the royal court. The statue said she had a child who was lying ill in the corner of the room, and requesting her for oranges. But the lady was too poor to bring any fruit or medicine to cure her son. So she was sad. Now her son was crying. The statue requested the little bird to take out the ruby from its sword's handle and give it to that lady so that she would be able to buy some oranges and medicines for her son after selling the gem or the stone to the jeweler. The feet of the statue were attached to the platform, so it was not able to do the task itself. That's why it was requesting to the bird to help him. Now, I am waited for in Egypt, said the swallow. My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers, so they will go to sleep. Nile means a river. So the bird replied it was in a hurry to reach Egypt as his friends were near by the Nile river and enjoying to watch the beauty of big lotus flowers which grew there soon. So they would go to sleep, and so it wanted to reach Egypt as soon as possible. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. The boy is so thirsty and the mother is so sad, he said. Now the prince requested the swallow to stay with him only for one night to help that poor lady and her boy. I don't think that I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to eat only to go to Egypt. But the swallow again opposed his request by saying that he did not like boys, so why should it help that boy? Moreover, he had to go to Egypt to meet his friends. But the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. It is cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince. The happy prince was so sad that the swallow felt guilty and said that though it was very cold outside, but he would stay with him and do the task for him. Now the happy prince thanked the swallow for his kind act. The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. So now the bird took out the bright ruby from the sword's handle and flew over the town with ruby in its beak. He passed by the cathedral tower. Cathedral means a church where the white marble angels were sculptured. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. A beautiful girl came out on the balcony with her lover. Now, as the bird was on its way to the lady's house, he passed by the church, and it noticed that on the church tower there were some white marble angels built. He also passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing from inside the palace. A girl also came out with her lover. She was talking about her satin gown, which she gave to the same seamstress, who, whom the little bird was going to help. She was hoping that her gown would be prepared on time. So that's why she was saying to her lover, I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball. She said, I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. So she was talking about her satin gown that she gave to the seamstress to prepare for the party in the court. Now, he passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the mast of the ships. Masts means sails of the ship. As at last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired, and in he hopped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Thimble means a cap to protect the fingers while swinging from needle. Okay, then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better, and he sank into a delicious slumber. Slumber means sleep. Now, when the swallow flew over the river, he noticed that the ships were coming along the way, and the lanterns were hanging on their sails. Finally, it reached to the lady's house. The boy was suffering from fever, and he was not feeling comfortable. He was turning left and right on his bed, while his mother slept because she was very tired after doing a lot of work during the day. After keeping the ruby near by the thimble on the table, the swallow went near the boy, as his mother was sleeping and there was nobody to take care of him. Then it shook its wings near him, because of which the boy could feel the cool air and felt better. Now, as the boy was getting better, he went to sleep. In this way, the swallow helped the boy to feel calm and comfortable. That Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. It is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. That is because you have done a good action, said the prince. And the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. So then the happy prince was visited by the swallow again when he completed his task. He told the happy prince whatever he had done there. He was feeling surprised because he was feeling a little warm even though the weather was really cold. The prince said it was feeling warm because it had done a good deed. It helped someone. After listening this, the swallow started thinking, and when he started thinking, he felt sleepy, as whenever he thought, he used to feel sleepy. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in high spirits of the prospect. Prospect means the thing that he was going to work on. He visited all the monuments and sat the long time on top of the church steeple. Steeple means big tower of the church. So next morning the bird took a fine bath in the river and thought that he would reach Egypt that night, and he was determined for that work. As he was very happy while thinking this, it visited all the monuments of the city and finally sat down on the high tower of the church. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. So when it was night, the bird came back to the happy prince to bid him goodbye and asking his permission to leave for Egypt. Now again the prince requested the bird to stay one night longer with him. The swallow replied he needed to go to Egypt as his friends were waiting for him. So the prince said, Swallow, swallow, said the prince, far away across the city I see a young man in a garret. Garret means dark room. He is leaning over the desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. Withered means dried. His hair is brown and crisp, and his lips are red as pomegranate, a fruit that is. And he has large and dreamy eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write any more. There is no fire in the grate, grate means fireplace, and hunger has made him faint. Now the prince told the story to the bird about a young playwright who lived very far away in the city. He was sitting in the dark room and bending over the desk, which was fully covered with papers. Near by the papers there was a flower pot made of glass in which some violet flowers were kept, which were dried now. His hair was rough and brown as he had not taken bath for a long time. His lips were red and he has great dreams in his eyes. He was so ambitious to become a good playwright in his life. Now he was trying to finish his play as he had to submit the script to the director of the theatre. But he was feeling so cold to write any more. There was no fire in his fireplace, as he was very poor and he could not buy firewoods to keep himself warm. He was feeling hungry too, as he had not eaten anything. That's why he was feeling weak. I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. Now the swallow understood the happy prince wanted to help that playwright, and it agreed to stay back for the one more night. Further, he asked the prince to take out another ruby to give it to the playwright, just like he had given to the poor lady. Alas, I have no ruby now, said the prince. Alas is the expression of sorrow. My eyes all are that I have left. They are made of rare sapphires, which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. He ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. Now the prince said that he had only one ruby that he had sent for the lady. Now only two sapphires were there in his eyes. So he requested the bird to take out one sapphire from his eye and give it to the young playwright, so that he would be able to get some money after selling it to the goldsmith, and he could complete his play after buying the firewoods to make himself warm. "Dear prince," said the swallow, "I cannot do that," and he began to weep. The bird now was very sad that the prince was going to give his one eye to help the writer, and refused to do so and started weeping. "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince, "do as I command you." But the happy prince ordered the swallow to do what he had told him to do. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's garret. It was easy enough to get in, as there was a hole in the roof. Through this he darted means entered, and came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hands, so he did not hear the flutter of the wings of the world. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. Now the swallow finally took one sapphire out of the prince's eye and flew towards the young man's dark room. There was a hole in the roof of the house, and the swallow entered easily into the room through this hole. He noticed that the boy was holding his head in his hands, as he was disappointed because of not being able to complete his play on time. The little bird kept the sapphire on the dried flowers and went away. But the boy was so distressed that he did not even hear the fluttering of its wings. When he opened his eyes, he found the blue bright stone on the withered violets, and he felt very happy. "I am beginning to be appreciated," he cried. "This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play." And he looked quite happy. The next day the swallow flew down to the harbour. He sat on the mast of the large vessel means ship, and watched the sailors working. "I am going to Egypt," said the swallow, but nobody minded. And when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. "I have come to bid you good-bye," he cried. Now the swallow now the writer thought that some person who praised for him has gifted him that stone because he appreciated him. Now he thought that with this gift he could now finish his play. The next morning the little bird flew down to the seaport and sat on the sail of the ship, and spoke loudly that he was going to Egypt. But everyone who were the sailors, they were busy in their own task and ignored him. Then night came, and it came to the happy prince to say him goodbye, as it was time to leave this place for Egypt. But the prince again requested him to stay with him. But this time, what was the reason of this? What was his plan? He will now what he will say to do to the swallow, we will continue in the next class. Till then, enjoy learning at home. Do some creative things to make you stress free. Stay home, stay safe, stay protected. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.